Hi there and welcome to another video from Parker Adams Boat Sales. I'm Jonathan Parker and today we're going to show you this, and it's an American sports boat from Maxum. It's a 2700 SCR and we're going to show you all the features and benefits it has to offer. So subscribe to our channel, Parker Adams Boat Sales. Come and see our website parker-adams.co.uk to see other videos and boats we have for sale and to find out how much this boat is. But for now, let's take a look. Now the Maxum 2700 SCR, this is a 1998 model, and they updated the model a few years after. And actually this might be 2700, which you would think 27 foot, it's actually 28'8", so slightly longer, so nearly 29 foot long. A lot of that is to do, as you can see, with this bow on the front. I already like this feature. It makes the boat, it sort of gives it a bit of a long nose, but it's lovely when you're just pooling along, actually being able to stand in the front there. You can have your Titanic moment very easily there. The anchor is stowed away. It doesn't have an electric anchor, but the anchor is actually stowed, but very easily deployable because of this same well. So you can just pull it out, stick it on there, and then drop it through the hole. So actually, even though it's not electric, it's easily deployable if you want to. And it's even got lights in that well as well. You can light it up in the evening. So I really like it. You never see lights in there as well. So that's a really nice sort of feature. As we come back, it's got Fender Baskets either side. But also it's got the blue stripe on here. Now this isn't gel coat, this is actually a wrap. So this was fitted in the past few years, and actually it updates the boat, and because it's a wrap it doesn't fade or anything like that, like the problem you get with older boats with blue gel. So we don't have that issue there. But what Maxum is really all about is maximising the space for the size of the boat. Now what I really love about the Maxum is the height of them. For this sort of size of boat, you'd expect this boat to be 32, 34 foot long, but in fact for a 29 foot boat it's actually massive. So if you're tall, if you're over 6 foot and you're really trying to find a boat that you can fit in, this is the one. I'm 6 foot tall and I'll walk around and you'll see the head height here is tremendous. Now the covers are in nice condition as well. They won't be original. Normally when a boat gets to this age they've got through a few sets. But the covers are in nice condition. All the poppers, a lot of them have been replaced in recent times, and the perspex is still pretty nice and clear. This does also have a waste outlet, so this has a holding tank. Now this is a 5 litre V8 MPI multi-point injection. So it's not a carburetted boat either, which you might expect of that era. It's multi-point injection, and actually this boat just turns on the button. Because it's multi-point injection, you don't have to, there's no choke or anything like that, you don't have to prime it or anything. Turn the key and it will start. And because of that, this is very well suited for the inland waterways. The 5 litre MPI will give you a cruising speed on the open water of about 20 to 23, 24 knots, and you'd max out just under the 30. So it's not the quickest boat in the world, but in waterways it's perfect because it's got the holding tank, it's set up for it, and the petrol as well. It creates a quieter, non-smoky engine, and in the inland waterways it would be perfect. We fill up the fuel here, and as we step onto the back, it's actually quite a nice walk-on. For quite a stubby back, normally it'd be quite difficult, but actually it's very easy. The only thing that tends to get in your way is this, and this is an outboard bracket. There's also a shower, a transom shower, hot and cold transom shower as well in there. But then as you come through, I like the American boats because they embellish the boat quite a lot. So you've got Maxum embellished into here. There's also snap davits. So if you have a blow-up dinghy, you can attach it onto the snap davits, lift it, and you can tie it up onto here. And also you've got the space for the outboard. So it's got a nice wide door going into the cockpit area, and this is the first thing I want to show you is look at the height. So I'm like reaching with my arms and I'm just touching the ceiling, and the radar arch again is very, very high up as well, so very tall, gives a really good amount of feeling of space here. And as you come in you can see there's a nice cockpit seating area. And unusually for a sports boat where the entrance to the downstairs is in the centre, this is actually on the port side. What this gives you is actually a massive space for the helm position and passengers. You can actually get three people along here if you want to. or 2 adults and a child, but it gives you this really long helm space. And when you're on a sports boat like this, a lot of the time you will be travelling along, and it is nice to be able to have as many people facing forward as possible. But underneath this seat is storage, so that just folds forward, and it comes all the way along to where I am. So you can get fenders in there, right, whatever you like in there, or even the covers. There's quite a nice storage for there. Engine access is through the floor. There is a storage cubby hole, sort of a wet locker sort of at the back, just underneath that rear helm seat. And we do have shore power as well, so you can see the cable just sat there. But also down in the engine room, there's infills to actually make this into a lounger. So there's some infill tables in there, and you can make this whole section into one large lounger. And again, that's why we've got the padded rear part to the seating here, and we can actually make it into a lounger. There's quite a few bits you can do as well. I think you can make this into a U-shaped seating as well if you'd want to. But at the helm, we can see it's quite a well set out helm as well. We've got all your normal switches, you've got your speed and your engine revs, you've got temperature, oil pressure there, power trim, fuel and battery, so everything's in the right place. The controls are in a nice position as well, so very easy to operate from here. There's a VHF with DSC as well, so that's had an upgrade over the years, because the 98 model wouldn't have that. And the Lawrence chart plotter as well is an upgrade from original, so it's a bit more modern, and it has depth on there as well. So all in all, it's quite a nice layout. Has a couple of touches as well from like American point of view. We have cup holders with American boats. There's a cup holder there, there's a little cubby hole, and there is a discharge point for the holding tank just down here, so you can discharge as well over the side if you need to, as well as you've got the option to suck the waste out. But if you wanted to get up to the front, it's a through window opening, and again, American boats, this is very common. And also very safe, because there is a lip around the side of the boat that's very small, and you won't really, a bit precarious going out. You could make a wider side deck, yes, a lot of boats are, but then you reduce the amount of space inside the cockpit. So maximising the cockpit space, but giving you a walk-through. And the way you get through is you just go up the steps. So there's 2 steps to take you up. And then on the front here, it's all non-slip. You can see there's a shape here. So that shape, you could make yourself a cushion for up the front. There isn't one on this boat, but you can make this into a nice lounger. And then you can also see a nail down. You can also see a nail down in the bow. And I like this. This is brilliant. I don't think my business partner agrees.
It's awesome.
But I really like this. Yeah.
Ready for your Titanic pose.
Yes, he probably thinks I'm quite sad. But the non-slip does actually go all the way up as well, whereas it's not non-slip there. This is unusual actually, so it's actually giving you that non-slip option on the steep bit. So I like that. It's very safe. And we obviously see the porthole down into the seating area. So what we'll do, we'll make our way down there now, and we'll show you down below. So as you come down into here, you can actually see again the amount of headroom that's down here. Now I'm standing up straight, and it's still a good 2 or 3 inches above my head. It does actually increase as I come forward to the galley, but you get a tremendous feeling of space down here. A lot of boats of this size, it does feel quite cramped when you come down below, but as you can see, again, there's just loads of room down here. I really like the light upholstery. This must have been done in its lifetime, because it just does not look original. If it is, it's, you know, it's a credit to the previous owners. We've got the same sort of material around the lower parts, and then it goes to a nice soft light material at the top, and then really sort of, I like these sort of small embellishments as well, because it's things they didn't need to do adding this extra trim, but it really gives it a nice more luxury feel. There's a television here, there's a small mirror behind, and a couple of speakers. This also pops down and makes an infill into the seating area, so you can make this into a bed as well, so you can have a double berth here. Now this might be preferred by some people if there's only 2 of you staying, but if you do have kids or you do want to take a couple of friends away, there's a second cabin. Now the second cabin is under here, and you might think, blimey, it's small, but it's one of those that once you get inside, it opens up and you can actually sit up in there down below. It's got a light, it's actually got a curtain that comes across as well, so you can curtain it off. And it does have a window in there as well, as you can see, so you can have airflow in there. But all in all, it's a really nice cabin. I'll just show you the heads while we're here before we go on to the galley. And the heads, again, for someone who's 6 foot, you really struggle normally on a sports boat to actually be stand up in here. And I can actually stand up in here, and there is a very good access to the toilet and a big toilet room as well. You can see it's a manual flush toilet. It's got storage in here, a nice worktop actually to actually put bits on, and there's a cupboard space up there. And again, it's got quite nice lighting as well. You can light it all up. The shower is actually, you can pull it out and you can pop it up there, so you could potentially have a shower in here because it is a wet room, and it does have a plug down there as well, and you can pump out the shower just like that. Again, it's got a window for light, and even got a hook, and it's even got a padded section here, so so if you do happen to knock it, you won't hurt your head. So again, a nice thought. But looking at the galley, we can see again, unusually, it's got a vast worktop. It's quite useful this is covered because that makes that into another worktop when you're not using it. But under here, it's actually a twin electric hob, but also it's an alcohol stove as well. So you can fill these with alcohol and burn them if you're off grid. But if you're plugged in, you can use a double electric stove. Obviously hot and cold water to the sink. Microwave as well as a fridge down here. The fridge does have a small freezer section as well. And actually, again, it's in nice condition for the year. Quite often by now they've gone very rusty, but it's actually a really nice condition. Again, it may have been replaced over the years. There's actually a nice set of drawers in there, so again gives you ample storage in the galley, as well as just a few little cubby holes for hiding stuff away, cups and drinks in there. Another little storage, couple of shelves. And then you've got a distribution panel here for your mains power, so 240 volt power. So it does have a water heater as well, so for your hot water. It does have a battery charger as well, and obviously for the power for the range, they call it on there. And you can switch from 240 for the fridge to 12 volt as well. So all in all, it does have pretty much everything for this sort of size boat. And we've even got a stereo as well, which is a Bluetooth stereo. So all in all, it's actually a brilliant size, a massive boat for the money. And so come and see our website, parker-adams.co.uk, to see how much this boat is and see what a good value this is for the amount of space you get. So please, again, subscribe to our channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm not sure there's anything else I can show you for now, but hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.